Very good morning, students. So, today we are going to start, that is our chapter number 4, supply. So, here also some of the points are as similar that what we have done in our chapter number 3 in the demand chapter. So, we go with the topics, that is meaning of the stock and the supply. Now here the three main topic that what we are going to do first is the production, second supply, and the third one is stock. Now here what is production? The production we can term it as production is that quantity of goods created by the available factor of production during a fixed time period. Now here we can say that a production of a particular company, if a particular company is there, is producing 5000 unit of pen in a month, so it is the quantity of goods that is produced by a company in the month. Okay, so that with all the available factors, now at that particular fixed time period they are completing the production, that is in a month. So there are 5000 units of pen are produced, that will be termed as a quantity of the goods produced by a company. Okay, so that is our production. Now if we go with the second point, that is the supply. What is supply? It is that amount of production which a producer is able and willing to sell in a market at a given price and at a particular point of time. Now what we have seen in the production, we have seen that the company is producing 5000 units of pan in a whole month. Now if the producer of the company is able and willing to sell that particular unit in the market at that given price and a given point of time, then only we can say that will be termed as a supply. If the production of a company is of 5000 units of pen in a month, but the producers, that is producer of a company, only want to sell the 3000 units of pen in the market, only want to supply, that is the sell that particular only 3000 units, so that 3000 is only going to be termed as a supply. Rest the producer is not selling at a present time. So remember it carefully, the production that is of 5000 units and the supply is of just 3000. It is for what? It is with the ability of the producers and the willingness to sell. Only the producers willingness, that is only if the producer wills to sell only the 3000 units of pen rather than the whole 5000 units of pen, so that 3000 will be supplied, that is a sell in a particular market. Okay, now the third point that is very important, that is what is stock. Now stock is, we can term it as a total available amount of goods with the producers which can be offered for sale in the market as per the ability and the willingness of the seller. Now the production, that what we have seen is a company is producing 5000 units of pan in a whole month. Now the company has the previous production also, that is previously also in the previous months also the company has produced 5000 units, but the company only sell out, that is the producer only sell out the 2000 pens. Now the previous month also 3000 pen is still left. Now previous month 3000 pens and this month, that is 5000 pen production was done, 5000 units were produced, so 5 plus 3 6 7 and 8000 pens is the total available stock with the producers. Now if the producers is willing to sell that total 8000, then he can sell. If the producers is not willing or able to sell that particular 8000, then he will sell according to his willingness. So the stock we can say is the total available amount of goods which a producer is having at present, whether it is a past production or a present production. We will calculate the past production also, that is the remaining 3000, and the present production, that is of 5000. The total we can say that is the total available stock, that is will be termed as a stock. Now students, before you understand the following related topics of this supply, you need to understand the two concepts, that is you can see over here on the screen. For supply, it is willingness to sell and the ability to sell. Now what is willingness to sell? Now second one, that is for supply. You can see the both the points. First one is willingness to sell. Now what is willingness to sell? Now that will be according to the descriptive manner. You will write as the entire amount of a good available with the producer or the trader is called the supply. Now it is a stock which will become supply only when she is able and willing to sell at a given price and a given point of time. Now we have already seen that, as we have seen, we both will include both the thing, that is the past production and the present production. As we have seen, the present production is of 5,000 pens, and the past productions, if we talked about, it is of 3,000 is still left, and total we have can say that is a 8,000 stock is available with the producers. But that stock only become the supply if the producers has a willing to sell that in a market. Only that 8,000, and from that 8,000 also, if the producers want to sell only 5,000, then he or she will sell the 5,000 pens only in the market. So the 5,000, that only becomes, that stock only will become the supply as with the willingness of the producer. As what I have already told, that entire amount of a good available with the producer, that it entire amount is which one, that is 8,000, is not called the supply. 8,000 is not going to be termed as a supply. It, the stock that is 8,000, that stock which will become supply only when he is able and willing to sell. So from that 8,000, the producers is willing to sell only 5,000, so that stock of 8,000 from that 5,000 will be supplied in the market with the willingness of the producer. So this is the very first one that we have done. Now the second important thing you need to understand, that is the ability to sell. Now in the description, if we, what you would write, that ability to sell depends on the availability of the stock. Okay, if we take the examples, that at present we talk about that the producer has a desire to sell the 8,000 pens in the market, but the producer has an available stock of only 5,000 pens. Then we can say that the ability to sell is just of 5,000 pen, but not of that 8,000. So the ability to sell the pen is just of 5,000 pens. So the supply will be also of that 5,000, not of the 8,000, because the stock is only having, that the producer is having, is 5,000 pens. So he can't sell the 8,000. From where he will brought that another 3,000? He is only having the available stock of 5,000. So their ability is much depends over here. So ability to sell is 500, so the supply will be also a 5 sorry, the ability to sell is of 5,000, so the supply will be also of 5,000 pens only. Okay, so whether the producer is desire to sell more, that is 8,000 also, but the available stock is important. If he is having 5,000 pens only, so he has the ability to sell 5,000 pen only. He can't sell another 3,000, okay, because his available stock is of 5,000 pens. Okay, so this is the ability to sell and willingness to sell. Both the things are required to sell the product, sell the thing in the market. Okay students, so after that we are going to do with the difference between the stock and the supply. That is quite important. Now we have already done what is production, what is supply, and what is stock. Now if we talk about the difference between the stock and the supply, then we have already seen in the stock, that is if the producer is having the 5,000 stock of a pen, then if the producers has a willingness to sell the 3,000 pens, then he will sell that 3,000 pens only, not more than that. So here The same thing what we are going to continue with the examples, that that stock means the total amount of production or the total quantity of goods which we can say which may be sold or may not be sold. Okay, it's all depends on the desirability and the willingness of the producer. Now stock, we have already seen that it is consisting of both present production also and the past production also. Okay, so that is the stock. You can write that first as a definition in the difference between the stock and the supply. Now another thing, that stock, that is the 5,000 pans, we have already said that the stocks becomes supply when the producers have desirability to sell, capacity to sell, willingness to sell the product at a specific time and a specific price. That if the unit of that is the quantity of the pen is 5,000, okay, total quantity at present we can say, or the stock you can also say as, so if the current stock is, we can say as 5,000 is there. Now with that stock, 5,000 stock can only become supply if the producers has a desirability, capacity and willingness to sell that 5,000. Otherwise it is on depends on the producers. If he wants to sell only 3,000 or 2,000, he will sell that 2,000 or 3,000 pens only. So you can write this 2 points, that is stock means the total amount of production which may be sold or may not be sold. Stock consists of the present as well as past production, and the stock, that stock only become the supply with the desirability and the capacity and willingness to sell by the producers. Okay, then another important thing that you will write, that is supply can be less or equals to the stock, but it cannot exceed the stock. If the stock is of 5,000 and if the producers has a desire to sell 8,000, then how he will bring the another 3,000 pens, 3,000 units of pen? So it is not possible. So we can say it as that supply can be equal to the stock but cannot be more than the stock. If the producer is having 5,000 units of pen, he can sell the 5,000 units but not the 8,000. So here, because he is not having at present another 3,000 units of a pen, that's why we can say it as supply can be less or equal to the stock but it cannot exceeds the stock. Another thing you can write, that the stock of the product shows the producer's capacity to sell the product. Okay, what does the stock shows? Stock is showing the producer's capacity to sell the product, while if you talk about the supply is showing the willingness of a producers to sell that product in the market. Okay students, so these are the difference between points that what I have told you, and I have told you with the examples also. So do clear it with these examples nicely. Now after that, the another topic is factor affecting the supply. Now those points you can see on your screen, students, that are going to be taken in this factor affecting supply, that we can also term it as a determinants of the supply. Now very first you can see that is the price of the product, as we have also seen in the demand. Now what is the price of the product? You can say termed as we have seen, there is always a positive relationship between the price and the supply. As and when price increases, with that supply also increases. As and when price decreases, the supply also decreases with that. So we can term it as a positive relationship between the price and the supply. So you can also write in a descriptive manner like a producer sells for profit and thus he supplies more when the price of a product rises. So as and when he seeks like that there is a profit, if he is earning on a particular product in the market, then if the price increases, with that he will increase the supply too. But if he thinks that the price of the particular product is decreasing in the market and he is going to seek the loss, so at that time he will not going to supply more. It may reduce the supply or may stop the supply at that situation. Okay, so this is the, we can say, you will write in the price. Now another you can see factor other than the price, in that you can see over there the very first important point, that is the cost of production. Now if we talked about this cost of production, it involves all the things, like it is raw material, we can say rent, if the rent of increases of that particular land the producer has taken to start up this business. Then we can say labor charges are quite increasing, raw material price increasing, rent increasing, labor charges are increasing. So these all will lead to increase in the cost of the production. That will lead to increase that particular cost of production, because with the increase in this all, that is raw material, rent and the labor charges, so because of that the cost of production will also increases. So we can say with the increase in the cost of production, the supply would decreases, and if the cost of production of that product decreases, the supply would increase. Why? There is a reason. If the cost of production, if we talked about the pen itself, if the cost of production, that is the pen is getting ready in rupees 10, now the producer is selling at 20 and earning the profit of 10 rupees in that pen. But now you can see the cost of production is only the of a particular pen is rupees 13 1 3. So the producers will only earn, if he sells the particular pen in the market at 20 rupees, he will only earn the 7 rupees profit. So why he would lose that 3 rupees amount? So at that time we can see the supply would be reduced to an extent, as and when this situation arises. If the cost of production increases, at that time the supply would be lesser. Okay, so these are the thing what is happening. You will write in the cost of production, because of the rent, raw material, labor charges increases, that the cost of production increases. At that time supply decreases, and cost of production decreases, the supply would increase with that. So this is the first in the factor other than the price. Now the second one, that is the level of technology. Now if they talked about this level of technology, as and when technology rises, the supply also rises, that is increasing. Now technology decreases, supply also decreases, but this situation do not arises, because day by day the technology upgradation is continuously technology is upgrading day by day. So the technology decreases, supply decreases, it doesn't matter. If the producers is the company, in a company, if the technology is not utilized, then we can say that for that companies the cost of production is quite increased. So because of that, supply may also decrease. Now if we talked about this in this, that is our time level of technology, that is times and efforts are saved. Firstly, as and when with the advent of the technology, the firstly or the whichever the production is done, that is the product is made in the company, that is quite costlier. Now but with the advent of the technology, we can say the cost of production it quite reduced. As and when the cost of production of a particular product reduces, then we can say the company can earn the profit more. So as we have seen in the second point, that is cost of production decreases, the supply will be increases. So here also with the advent of the technology, there we can say cost of production decreases, so supply can be increased to an extent. So technology increases, supply also increases with it. Because why? Because with the help of the technology, good quality of the products can be made at a lower cost. Okay, so these are quite beneficial to the producers, is those who are running the companies. Now students, the another one, that is future expectations regarding the prices. Now what is future expectations? If we talked about related to the supplier, that is the producer also, we can say as, if he thinks that in the price is going to rise in the future, so what he will do, he will reduce the supply in the present, or we can say as he will contract the supply in the present time period, and he will build up the stock for the future. As and when, if we take an example, if he thinks that in the future, instead of a particular product, his price is rupees 10, so in the future instead of 10 he will get 15, that the product will be selling the 15 instead of 10 rupees. So what he will do, in the present he will contract the supply. Okay, now if the product is of rupees 10, that was same example, that is instead of rupees 10 he is getting 8 rupees. Earlier what it is, instead of 10 he is getting 15 rupees, so 5 rupees is profit earning by the producer. So in that time he is contracting the supply. But opposite is happening if the in future he thinks that instead of rupees 10 he will get only 8 rupees, 2 rupees loss he need to bear. So what he will do, at present he will sell off the product. Okay, so he is not going to contract in the present, but in the present he will sell off the product. So this is the situation arises if we talked about. So what you will write in the descriptive manner, you will write as future expectations about prices affects the current supply of the good. Exactly what it is, because it is on the prediction of the future, whether that what we have taken in the example, instead of 10 he is getting 15 in the future, so at present he will contract it, and instead of 10 he is getting just 8 rupees, so at present situation he will supply of the product. So if the seller speculate prices of a product to rise future, then they will contract the supply in the present time period to build up the stock for the future. And the opposite what we have seen the example of the 10 and the 8. Okay, and the vice versa we can term as. So this is the future expectations regarding the price. Now the last point we are going to do, that is the other factors, that is also one of the determinants of the supply. Now in this, the supply will increases. Why? Because there are number of firms producing the products are there. So we can say there are branch in all the cities. So according to that, the supply will also be increased because of the number of branches in the cities. So the firm producing the products, that are many branches available, so their supply also increases. Now if we talked about when the regarding the political stability exists also, so here also political stability is also quite affect, as and when it depends on the government rules. Then according to the government rule the selling is going to be done, and according to that the tax is also levied on the particular product. Okay, so that is also quite we can say a fact. Then another thing, that is the natural calamities like flood, earthquake, that also affect. Then related to the relations between the laborers and the owners depends that also depends quite, and the matter between the supply and productivity becomes low if the relationship between the laborers and owners are not quite good, if there is a no cooperation or coordination between the laborers and the owners and the laborers, or we can say it as the workers also. So we can say these are all the factors which might affect influence the supply, and supply decreases if these factors acts against the supply. Okay, so if those factor what I have said you people, that is related to the political stability is also there, natural conditions are also there, and then legal systems are also there, then the relationships between the laborers and owners are there, natural calamities like flood and earthquake. So if these factors I have already said, that if they are against the supply, so we can say the supply could be decreases. But if these are in the favor of the supply, so the supply might be increases. So this is a situation, and we can say factor affecting supply you need to write, students. And in that first 2 points, that is price of the product, factor other than the price, and factor other than the price, it involves the 4 points. So the next topic we'll do is the individual supply and the market supply. So here it is given the firstly the price per kg of the apples, and then you can see the middle one, supply of the different firms in kg is given. Here we are taking the example of the apple, and market supply in kg it is there, and you can see the combined supply of firm A and B, that is the market supply. Okay, now here if we take here you can see the example of apples we can take. Now if we talked about the any of the cloth making company also, though, so there are companies are quite different according to the brands. Okay, cloth making companies there we talked about, so the companies are production also different, as there are many brands under it. Okay, So you can see over here, if we talked about this, that is apple, the price is given as and when the firm A is there who is supplying the apples, and firm B is also there who is supplying the apples. Okay, both the individual suppliers are there, so they are going to supply their goods by an individual firm seller, okay, according to the prices and a given point of time. Now this both, that is supplying the apple, that is a firm A and firm B, that is, you can see that combination, that combined supply, that is 80 and 60. You can see the first one, the price is 10. In the firm A it is of 80 rupees and firm B is of 60, and then the combined supply, that is 80 plus 60, you will combine, that is the market supply will be the 140. Okay, so you can see there is a, as and when, if we talked about the summation, total summation of both the individual suppliers, that is firm A also and firm B, that will be termed as the market supply. Now you can see over here, when the price is 10, okay, so price is 10, the firm A is 80 and the firm B, it is of 60. Now as and when price rises, it is till from 10 to 20, the price is higher, so you can see the supply is also increasing from 80 to 180 and from 60 to 100. So it keeps on increasing, students, so you can able to see. So as and when the price is more, the supply will be also be more, and as and when the price is less, the supply will also be less. That the same thing what we are going to study in the law of supply also. Okay, so these are the we can say you need to prepare related to the individual supply and the market supply, and the diagram related to the individual supply and market supply you need to draw if it is asked for the 5 marks, and you will show differently, that is for firm A one diagram, firm B another diagram, and the last one, that is the market supply diagram also you will draw. The 3 diagrams you may need to draw in this individual and the market supply. Okay, so this is the another one topic what we have taken. Now if we go with the another one, so the another topic is of these supply functions. Now in this supply functions, it is nothing but you can see is a mathematical representations, that is a relationship between the supply of a goods with the determinants, that what we have already seen, the various determinants, that is the factor affecting the supply, that what we have already seen. So you can see over here as X, first one, that is what it is termed as supply of the X commodity. Now the F stand for the functional notations, and the PX stand for the price of the X commodity, T stand for the level of technology, what we have already done in the determinants, PF stand for the factor prices, then PE stand for the expectations regarding the future prices, and the last one U is the other factor. So it is nothing but the mathematical representation. It can only be asked for the 1 mark. You need to just do this as X is equals to F, PX, T, PF, PE and U. Just need to denote out the functional notation, that is shows only the relationship between the supply of the goods with its determinants. Okay, so this is a very simple one. It is not we can say cannot be asked for the more to 3 marks, but then you need to prepare out this for the 1 marks also it can be asked. So this is the students the part 1 of your chapter number 4. I will send the another part also as soon as earlier, so do prepare this one, and if you are having any doubts you can may ask personally also. Till then, have a nice day.